Hi viewers, this is me Shalini Shankar, HOD and Assistant Professor in Department of Commerce, is presenting from E-Content Development Center, Majlis Arts and Science College, Puramannur. So today our topic of discussion is Introduction to Management. This e-content is focusing to enable the students to get an awareness about the basics of management. It will be more helpful for the students who are opting Basics of Entrepreneurship and Management as open course offered by the Calicut University. So before getting on to the topic, I will give you a small summary about the things what we are going to discuss today. We will go through the meaning, definition of management and also the features of management, and we will move on to the functions involved in the process of management and also the levels of management. So let's start with the meaning of management. Management is an old concept. It is as old as humankind. While going through the history of human civilization itself, you can identify the presence of management. In the construction of the ancient monuments like the Egyptian pyramid, the Great Wall of China, etc., you can easily see the human efforts are collectively joined together in a synchronized manner to achieve a particular objective. So in simple words we can say management means manage men inside the organization for attaining the predetermined goal. So next we can check the definition of management. I will tell you a simple definition of Mary Parker Follett. According to her, management is an art of getting things done through others. All the works of an organization is managed by a person called manager. So he is the person who is getting all the works done through his subordinates. Next we can check the characteristic features of management. The first and foremost characteristic feature of management is it's a process. It is not only a process, it's a continuous process. It begins before setting up an organization and also it will continue after setting an organization. This function consists of various functions like planning, organizing, activating, controlling all the human efforts to attain a particular objective. The second one is it is goal oriented. In every management function there will be a goal. Without a goal, it is just like a person traveling without a proper destination. So a goal must be there while preparing an organizational objective. Next we can see the third characteristic feature of management, that is multidisciplinary. Management is always multidisciplinary because it evolved from various subjects like anthropology, sociology, psychology, statistics, operations management, etc. So always management takes the positive sides of these disciplines. And next we can see it's a group activity. Management is a group activity. In an organization, you cannot work in an isolated manner. Always the teamwork will lead you to success. So management is a teamwork or group activity in nature. The next character is it integrates factors of production. Inside our organization, we can see various factors of production like men, material, money, machines, etc. So the management function integrates all these resources for attaining a predetermined goal. Next characteristic feature of management is it's a social process. It involves human beings, so it is naturally a social process, and management function is always concerned about looking after the welfare of the human resource inside the organization. So we can easily call it as a social process. And the next one is it's a dynamic function. Management is always a dynamic function because it always adapts changes inside the organization. So next character is management is a profession. Just like other professions, management need specialized knowledge and skill. It have a specialized body of knowledge, and the entry and exit into this profession is restricted. So definitely we can call management as a profession. The next characteristic feature is it's situational. Means it have to take decisions spontaneously. That is why situational in character. And the last characteristic feature of management is it is intangible. While entering into an organization, you cannot see the management function there. You can see the work ambience there and the work environment there, but the management function is intangible. You cannot touch and see, but actually it presents over there. So these are the characteristic features of management. So next we can deal with the very functions of management. There are 5 functions involved in the process of management. They are planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So let's check the first function of management, that is planning. Planning means deciding in advance what is to be done in future. It is an intellectual process, or we can call it as a thinking process. It is just like a blueprint that we are going to adapt in the organization. So before chalking out a plan, you have to bear in mind the following points: that what to do, how to do, by whom to do, and when. Then you will get an effective plan. So the next function of management is organizing. Organizing means giving a shape to the plans what we are already chalk out. So it's just like a human skeleton that will give shape to our body. The organizing function will give a structure to the plans what we are already planned. And the next function is staffing. After making the plans and after giving a functional structure to the plans, we are moving on to the next important function, that is staffing. In this function, we are acquiring the right person in right time and appointing him in the right position. So by doing this staffing function, you have to go through the steps like you have to plan your human resource inside the organization, and you have to go for the recruitment and selection, and after recruitment and selection you can train them, develop them according to the suitability of your organization, and then we have to give them a remuneration, suitable remuneration for their work, and then we have to analyze their performance, and if there is any correction needed or any development activities have to be provided, you can give them through the career development activities like seminars, workshop, etc. So it is an important function because we have to select a right person in the right position. Okay. Then next we can move on to the next function, that is direction. After these 3 functions, that is planning, organizing and staffing, we have to give a better direction to the persons who are appointed in our organization. Okay. So the function of manager is to give guidance to the employees where to start, where to stop and where to achieve. So here you can direct your employees by giving a proper communication. The communication must be effective. There should not be any gap or communication gap between the employees and the manager. So you can direct your employees through effective communication. It may be oral or in written or vertical, horizontal, whatever communication methods you can adopt. And then you have to supervise them. Okay, after giving the communication, you have to supervise them. Supervision means we are observing the persons or your employees from the above. Okay, whether you have to check whether they are doing all the activities according to your direction or communication. Okay, then next, the manager have to act like a leader. He should be a role model to the subordinates. He should be in a position to inspire them. So it also an effective way of direction. And then you have to coordinate, you have to unify, you have to synchronize all the efforts of your organization, all the efforts of your subordinates. Okay, then you have to motivate them, you have to boost them. Okay, you have to inspire them for attaining a particular objective. So by adapting these steps, you can effectively direct your subordinates. And the next step is, next function involved in the management is controlling. After making these 4 functions, planning, organizing, staffing and directing, the controlling is the evaluating function. So already after these 4 functions, we achieved our organizational objective, and after that you have to evaluate the performance, the position of your organization where we are reached. Okay, then for that controlling activity, you have to establish a standard first. Then you have to evaluate the actual performance. After evaluating the actual performance, you can make a comparison between actual and the standard. After making that comparison, you have to find out the variance. Okay, the difference between the actual and standard. And if necessary, you can take corrective measures. So finally, we can discuss the levels of management. There are 3 levels of management: the top level, middle level and the lower level. In the top level, we can see the chief executives, managers, president and all the peer members of an organization. Here is the place where all the plans and policies are defined and constructed. Okay, the plans are formulated in the top level management. They are giving the judgment to the lower level and middle level management. And in the second level of management, that is middle level of management, you can see the heads of the institution or the heads of various department like sales department, purchase department, everything. Okay, so here the day-to-day activities are organized and planned by the head of the departments in the middle level management. They are acting like a bridge between the top level management and the lower level management, and also collects the reports from the lower level and reporting the same to the top level. And then last level is the lower level of management. Here we can see the foremen, trainees, executives of an organization. Actually, the all plans that are chalked out by the top level is executed in the lower level. Okay, they are reporting to the middle level. So these are the 3 levels of management. So far we discussed the meaning, definition, characteristics, functions and levels of management. Hope you understood all things. Thank you. Stay safe.